One of the hardest things it is, in my opinion, as a parent, to do is to watch a child's frustration, to watch a child's inability to understand what it is that's going on with them themselves. It's frustrating for a parent to have to watch a child be diagnosed as learning impaired, as having ADHD, to be diagnosed as having behavior problems. All of those things that our children are being labeled and diagnosed with, it's a painful thing as a parent to have to deal with that. It's a painful thing and frustrating to receive the phone calls and you got to leave work and go to the school. It's a painful thing to receive phone calls and you have to go pick them up, even from just somebody else keeping them. It's a painful thing to see our children suffering the things that they are suffering and being labeled the way they're being labeled, when in truth, the real diagnosis that we got to stop being ashamed to talk about, the real diagnosis that we got to stop being ashamed to deal with, the real diagnosis that we got to stop, we got to put our pride away and stop saying, I don't want nobody in my business. We got to stop that. Because we're selling our children out for that. Because of our pride. You don't want nobody in your business. You don't want nobody to know what's really going on. Because if we really diagnose our children, as I do diagnosis all the time. See, you ain't got to be a scholar to do a diagnosis. We really diagnose our children and talk to them the way the counselors talk to them. If we really diagnose our own children and see what's really going on with them, you'll find that the answer that you already know, it really is the problem. And oftentimes it's just that child wanting that relationship with the other parent. Oftentimes it's just that child needing the balance of the opposite parent in that child's life, working in unison on the same page in this child's life, and it'll erase all of that. But our pride, our not want nobody to be in our business, our pride of not seeking help, counseling, our pride of not sitting down with the other parent, if they're, because there's some that can't be talked to, if there's somebody that can be talked to, but our pride won't allow us to sit down and talk to the other parent and let them know what's really going on with that child. That child just want to be a part of your life. This child's frustration and pain, he acting out, she acting out. Because they just really want a relationship with the other parent. That's a painful thing for a parent to watch their child go through that type of pain and frustration and be labeled as this, that, and the other, knowing that a relationship with the other parent can cure it all. And most time it's because of the absence of a man. Most times it's because of us. But see, I've lived that experience. So I understand the woman's frustration. I understand the woman's pain. I understand how angry women are when they're having to do this, they're having to do that, they're having to make these type of sacrifices, they're losing jobs, they're losing wages, trying to do, and the other parent just going on with their life, living comfortable. And you got the child, and you catching hell. You got the child, and you see all that the child is going through. You got the child, and you see that all this child needs, that real medication that the child needs, the real antidote to the problem that's going on in this child's life, is the love and attention from the other parent. See, some of us get caught up in that mindset where I got to work. Some of us get caught up in that mindset, I'm trying to prepare a future for my child. But you're forgetting to prepare the child for the future. My. Since it's mostly us, and when I say us, I'm talking about men. Since it's mostly us that's not active in our children's life, be that antidote, bro. Be that cure. Be that turning force in your child's life to save them or to help prepare their future. Because most times, that's what the real problem is. That's why they can't pay attention in school. This is why they having behavior problems. This is why they're being labeled as slow learners, this, that, and the other. Because of their yearning to have the other parent in their life. They don't understand what's going on with them. But us as parents who do the real diagnosis on our children and really understand what it is that's wrong with them, we got to stop being prideful. We got to stop letting our emotions and our feelings guide us into doing and saying things instead of acting upon things. Reach out to the other parent. Because in a lot of cases, you can medicate them. You can do all these things that these people diagnosing and experimenting with children with. You can try all of that. But with some of our children, the only cure for what's going on with them is going to be me and you putting our pride to the side, having heartfelt talks, getting on the same page, and saving our children. Men, we got to step up. You are the answer. I am the answer. And oftentimes, sometimes it's the opposite. It's some women out here too doing the same thing. It's some men that got their children that are experiencing the same thing that these women experiencing. But I, for one, sister, can tell you, I feel your pain. I feel your frustrations. But we got to come up out of our feelings. We got to put our personal emotions and prides to the side. And we got to deal today because we letting our children get away. We allowing our children to be labeled, to be medicated. We allowing our children, and I know sometimes circumstances make us lean in that direction toward that medication. Bills tight, money tight. They offer you a check, and we fall for the hokey doke. And sometimes we do it out of just greed. But our children are the ones that's going to suffer. We got to pull back family. We have to reestablish family. And I'm talking about reestablishing relationship with those who we have children with. Like I said, some people just ain't, you can't build a relationship with them. You can't build a parenthood with them. I understand that, but where it can, well, if we really look at what's going on in our life and what's going on with our pride, if it's a chance and an opportunity for us to establish a parenthood with the other parent, we need to do that. We really need to do that because our children are suffering oftentimes because of our pride and our unwillingness to sit down and just communicate. Men, we got to step up. If you only understood, if we stood up and played our role, we could change the world. The world is waiting on you, man, to find out who you are, to learn your aim and purpose in life, and to fulfill it. The world is waiting on you to find yourself. Let's save our children.